Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HCW Podcast. This week we are going to be reviewing WWE Friday Night Smackdown, WWE Monday Night Raw, and AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite. We're getting on the road to WrestleMania very close now, so yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be a good one.
HCW Reviews.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Frozzy, your host, and alongside my good friend Ray Wrestle. How are you doing this week, buddy?
Yeah, doing well. I'm looking forward to some decent-ish week of wrestling. I want to discuss how we were just let down live on the podcast. We'll bring that up later. But yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just tired now, mate. Long week, so yeah, just getting to the end. 2 days off. I'm just gonna sleep. Because yeah, I'm knackered. But yeah, we crack on because we are, as I said in the intro, we are on the road to WrestleMania. So WrestleMania week's going to be carnage. Don't know how we're gonna do it yet. We've not really discussed it. It's probably something we should sort out in terms of when stuff's going to be released. But probably not a good idea to review the shows and WrestleMania all on one pod. So it's probably going to get split.
Yeah, I'd probably do it on the Tuesday. Bring the WrestleMania and SmackDown out on the Tuesday, and then the normal on Friday. I'm over.
Which is probably going to be the way we go. Yeah, and we'll do Raw and Dynamite on the Friday. But yeah, we'll discuss that. We'll release plans as they happen. As always, we thank you for subscribing, liking, and all the good stuff that you do. So keep following us, get other people to follow us, do whatever you can. We're hoping to make the channel grow. We're streaming more on Twitch now to try and get that area grown as well.
That's a bit of subject right now.
Yeah, it is because DP is a liability. But yeah, it's but apart from that, no, we appreciate all the likes and follows and subscribes and everything that we get from you guys. So just wanted to throw that out there early. Obviously, I'll say all this again later. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll crack on with some wrestling if you want to kick us off with SmackDown.
Yeah, and we probably should mention as well, because I completely forgot, this is the 50th episode of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Why did we not discuss that before we came?
Yeah, I was in work mode of putting it up. I didn't even think about it being the 50th one, but there you go.
But you sent me the thumbnail and it says it directly in eyeline.
It was because I was just too busy doing it.
Yeah, no. So yes, episode 50 of the podcast. So yes, this is some sort of decent landmark for us. Because I reckon when we first started, we didn't know if we'd get to 50.
I don't think we get to 5.
Right, no. Well, there we go. So yeah, we've exceeded expectations. Hopefully, not just ours. But yeah, stay tuned. There'll be some fun stuff coming up with streams and stuff like that, interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, we are now going to get into the wrestling.
Except I need to mention now.
The DP's a liability.
Yep.
Okay, right, let's move on. Friday Night Smackdown, rate. Get started.
Yep, Friday Night Smackdown. So Cody came down to the ring and he brought down KO, and then it was just like surprise, I'm bringing down Sami Zayn kind of thing. We need to kind of sort this crap out. Basically, Cody was trying to force them to be together, and Owens is still not having none of it. He chose not to be my friend. Basically, he says he didn't want to fight with me as the friendship. He just wants to fight because we need to. So he doesn't want to be my friend anymore. So we're not friends anymore, and then he just basically leaves.
Yeah.
Sad Owens.
Sad Owens.
Next up, we had Legado del Fantasma. I think it was the version of Santos and Zelina versus the Judgment Day of Rhea and Dominic. I believe. I didn't write their names, so I'm hoping I'm right.
It was. No, you're right.
Yeah, judging by my description, I rated 2.5 stars. It was an average match, except Zelina got absolutely planted by the Riptide. Absolutely planted. And it's obviously just building up more of Rhea being the dominant force. Dom calls out Ray. He was basically saying, where were you for my whole career again like that? And then Ray turns it on him and going, you're on about me being at the road, but, it's so I could get you all this stuff. I could bail you out when you needed to, the Mysterio name. And then he challenges him to Mania, Dominic to Ray, and Ray basically goes, I'm not fighting my son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the worst thing about it is that Dom actually gets booed and stuff until he wrestles, and then no one cares.
yeah, it's because it's just average as best. Then we had the team of Emma Knox, Emma and Tegan Knox versus Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. Rated 2.5 stars, two stars. It was a squash as a hell, and it meant nothing to me. But I found out also they qualified for a tag team thing. I didn't really care. Well, I don't know what the tag team thing is. What is it?
It's the 4-way.
Oh, is it the opposite of the men's? Is it?
Yeah.
The men's one that literally is the most random teams.
The men also didn't have to qualify for, but the women did.
It makes no sense, seeing as there's like hundreds of men teams, and then there's Raquel and Liv are not a team.
No, I just don't think that the tag team division you say there's tons of men's teams. There isn't. Not proper teams.
I don't know, because the teams I could think of outside of that, you got Imperium, you got Legado and Phantasma. Them two, you got the Usos. So there's 6 or 7 teams. The women's division has one team.
Well, yeah, but I just don't think there was. If you're not going to qualify for the men, don't make the women do it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
If you are going to make them qualify, make the men qualify as well.
Flair comes down in the most awkward get-up I've ever seen in my life. She basically describes that wrestling's being built on Flair versus Rhodes. If there's a Flair, there's a Rhodes. So she said, there's Flair main eventing. This WrestleMania is going to be there's a Flair main eventing and there's a Rhodes main eventing, which I thought was actually a cool way of putting it. Ripley comes down and she has a heartfelt promo of basically she keeps going on about how Charlotte Rhea's better at this point, but Charlotte has always been the standard bearer. And then Ripley says she needs this, basically. She needs to stop Charlotte. She needs this to kind of prove who she is. So I'm looking forward to it.
I just hope it doesn't main event.
It's going to main event. It's already announced as a main event. Sure is.
Is it main event? Is it a main event or is it going on last main event?
No, I think it genuinely is it's main event in one of the days. I think Cody and Roman's main event in day night 2, and this is main event in 1.
I don't care enough about it for it to be a main event.
Yeah. Zayn backstage, no one's left. Basically, he was just saying no one's here for him. And we know what this is building up to. Woods versus LA Knight. Woods won with the backwards. I rated 1.5 stars. What's happening with LA Knight? I don't understand.
No idea.
I don't know what they're trying to book him as.
They're just doing him on a losing streak, aren't they?
Yeah. It just makes no kind of he's getting cheers, we're going to bury him. That's pretty much what it sounds like. And then we had Sheamus versus Drew, which was always going to be the match of the night. We're already 3 stars. Just big men hitting each other. It ended with Gunther getting in the ring because both guys were down after a double move, which kind of knocked them both out. Gunther was basically stop ref. Both guys get up, come on, get up. And eventually this Gunther lays them out. Absolutely lays them out. Then Adam Pearce goes, well, you've made my decision for me. Triple threat, baby.
Yeah.
Knew it.
We all knew this was the way it was going.
And then we had at the end Jay and Sammy. They're just basically having a discussion. So Jay's going the same route of saying, "Why am I ever going to turn? You basically turned your back on me. I opened my heart to you and you ruined my life." Matt Owens. So they start battering him, and then here comes Owens to save the day, and then the embrace.
Yeah.
Smackdown.
Yeah, average.
Yeah. No, it wasn't terrible, but the matches weren't great. The stories on it were fine.
I was going to say the stories did what they needed to do. But it was just, the matches weren't great, which is like we always say, AEW do the opposite. They have good matches.
Yeah, exactly.
And the stories don't go anywhere. So, what we'll do is we'll leave SmackDown there and we'll move straight into Raw.
Yep, so we're following straight in with the Sami Zayn KO bits. They were discussing that. The Usos come down and basically say, what the hell? And then they said, you don't deserve, because Sammy and Owens want to fight him for the tag team championships. Jimmy's going, no, you don't deserve this. And then Jay actually goes, you backstabbed us, yeah, it's happening, Mania. And then there's a brawl. And then you see Roman coming out of a car backstage, so they're Tribal Chiefs at Raw.
Yep.
Theory versus Ford. So I'm sure Theory fought Dawkins last week, so he's just going through the Street Profits for the Bants. I wrote it 2 3/4, and then he just did a promo basically, which I didn't like, where he just said "believe in me," and it's like that's really awkward. Yeah. You know. Bloodline. They said they're never going to forgive Sammy, which is fair enough. And then Jay speaks to just with Jimmy alone, and he says Roman says we're still family. You know, but you can tell something odd's going to happen.
Yeah.
What was happening there? Pierce, make it official. I don't know what that was. Pierce making something official. I think it was the tag team match. I don't know. It was just pointless.
Is it something to do with Chelsea Green? I feel like it was.
Oh no, there was something later on with Chelsea Green. I'm sure there was. Who cares? It was no great. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. I don't care. Omos versus Ali. I was trying to find it. Quarter a star. No one. Fear Omos. I don't care. Logan Paul was doing Impulsive, but he didn't have a guest on it. He spoke to Miz prior to this, and he said Miz could. Well, Miz said he could be the guest, and Logan said hard pass. He was talking a load of crap. And then Rollins comes out backstage, and he basically hits his own music and walks down. And he does the Joker dance like he's walking backstage doing it. I'm really enjoying this. Gets to the ring and just instantly brawls with Logan Paul, but gets sucker punched again. So I'm liking the story with this. Both Logan they've absolutely binned as a heel, and Rollins is just on fire.
Yeah.
Gargano fighting Dominic randomly. I rated it 3 stars. I really enjoyed the match. And it ended with Dominic winning like proper clean as well. It's like Dominic's on a tear.
Weird way to end. I get it, but
yeah, it's kind of there to kind of prove him as a challenger, and so Ray doesn't walk all over him when he definitely does accept that match. Because there's no way that's not happening. And then basically Dom comes on the mic and says, "Ray, if you're not going to accept the challenge, well, I'm going to get my mom to accept it." Basically going, so it sounds like he's going to attack his mom on SmackDown, which I think is going to lead to Rhea attacking his mom. I'm assuming just to force Ray, maybe, because I can't see Dom attacking his mom.
Can you imagine?
Unless she shanks her. Bloodline backstage minus Roman. Heyman says the Tribal Chief's giving you the night off. Go and indulge yourself. Go to whatever that restaurant they said, some kind of American restaurant. But then Solo's about to get in the car, and Heyman says, "Not you. The Tribal Chief needs you." Rhea keeps down, and she has like a promo to herself. She was just on about like Charlotte's been keeping people down in wrestling, and she needs the respect, and people need to fear her. And then here comes Bayley of all people. Bayley is in a ring gear. She basically says that she could teach Rhea how to beat Charlotte at Mania because she did do it. Rhea's getting annoyed, and then it ends with a match with Bayley and Ripley, which was random as hell for that's a big match. Just to randomly appearing on Raw. Ripley's in just a outdoor gear. I rated 2 3/4. It was quite disappointing, I'll be honest. There were so many spots where it just felt really awkward. I don't know if you saw Raw.
I didn't see all of it, but I saw this.
Yeah, it was just really there'd be spots there. Rhea started running, and then you looked like she was about to hit her an elbow drop, and she'd just stop, and it was like, was she supposed to move or something? It was a bit awkward. Yeah. Chad Gable speaking backstage. He sees Ortiz, whatever his name is, getting pampered and his hands done, and then Gable said he's got a match with Ricochet, and Maxine comes across and says we've got to do this, but Otis goes with Gable for this. Ricochet versus Gable, rated 3 stars, very good match. Gable's really good. Ended with Gable getting distracted because Otis goes with Maxine, and Ricochet picks up the win, 3 stars. And the main event of the night, Chelsea Green and Pippa Niven versus Oscar and Bayley. I rated 2 1/4. It's just meh. Oscar then absolutely wailed on Bianca at the end, which was good. Finally snapped, which it needed. And then this is where the thumbnail comes from, for the people that were wondering what this is. Roman comes down to the ring, takes 7 minutes as usual. Then here comes Cody straight away. Roman's basically just he just needs to. He's just saying, "What do you want, Cody? You know, you left the company and you came back because you couldn't get over in the other company," which I was like, "Whoa." Like proper around it. And then Cody goes into a rant, and this is outrageous claim. This is Cody goes, "I'm really sick about people mentioning my father," and I just Cody, since you've been back, you're the person who's been mentioning your father every week, and you're sick of people mentioning your father. You're the person mentioning your father. Like, no one would mention Dusty Rhodes if Cody didn't mention Dusty Rhodes.
Cody is the problem.
Yeah. So yeah, really, Cody. Then Cody, like Roman just kind of walks off in general with this because of the brawl, and Cody kind of pinpoints Solo and says, you know, Jay's going to leave and he's going to Yui, and Solo's about to attack Cody. Cody big boots his Samoan spike, and then Roman stops him, and they all leave. And that's the end of Raw.
Yeah, it was just a weird end. It wasn't quite as good, the ending.
Yeah, it's just Bloodline, isn't it? That's all Bloodline. Bloodline's the whole of wrestling WWE right now.
Yeah. So
everything in the Bloodline.
Yeah, I mean, coming up, we've obviously got Mania coming, so hopefully SmackDown's pre-tape this week, isn't it?
I don't know, probably.
Is it this week? Or is it next week? It's one of them. But yeah, hopefully it gets a little bit better and we get more build on the way. So yeah, we'll leave Raw there and we'll move straight into Dynamite from last night as we're recording. But it'll be 2 nights ago for you guys.
Yeah, so it kicks off with a scene outside. Nick Jackson's been attacked and he's getting wheeled off to hospital. Random mention in the background, they've got a wrestling truck. Do you know, like the big trucks which carries all the equipment? Someone's blacked out on there. It's CM Punk. They've blacked out CM Punk on the truck. Yeah, I was wondering who it was, and I checked on it was the blacked out CM Punk on there. So they must have spent a lot of money and couldn't get it changed. First match on the card, as usual, AEW random generator match, but it actually was, I really enjoyed it. It was Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade versus Sting, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin. I rated it 3 stars. It was good. Well, Sting actually looked decent as usual in it. Like Sting knows his limits. Except for his dive, he knows his limits. He's not going to be starting running around the ring and stuff like that. He did some funny moments with Kip. Obviously, we all know the Cassidy kicks and stuff like that. Sting did the kicks on Kip when he thought Cassidy was in the ring, so Kip was facing the card cam. Sting walked behind him and started doing the kicks, and Cassidy was Kip was thinking, like, oh, it's flipping Cassidy. Turns around and there's Sting doing it, and it's just like a really awkward moment because this is Sting doing this. And then Sting, do you know when he does the beat the chest thing after he gets really hot? He just did this. Then he absolutely wailed on him, and then he did the full on and took everyone out. It ended with Sting picking up the win and with the Scorpion dress drop and Kip. Straight after this, we went straight into another match, which was a tag team match of Top Flight versus the Gun Club. I rated 2.5 stars. I really didn't care. I don't know if it was just it just wasn't a match I'd cared about.
It was a title match as well.
Yeah, it was just an average, randomly, here's a title match for the Top Flight. No, the Guns were definitely going to win it. The Top Flight got a bit of a bailout because the Kingdom came out and attacked them, so it's kind of that's why they lost, is because the Kingdom attacked them. And it ended with FTR coming out afterwards and challenging the Gun Club. The Gun Club were going like, "There's no way we'll ever have a match with you again. Why should we?" And then they said, "What happens if you beat us, we'll never challenge for the titles again?" And then the Gun Club are like, "No, we're never giving you a title opportunity." Then Dak says, "What happens if you beat us and we leave AEW?" And then they accepted it.
Fair enough.
I'm sure they're near contract end as well.
I feel like I read not that long ago that they had signed extensions, but I'd have to look into it.
Yeah, because if they are near, they're Hunter boys. They are.
Yeah, they're gone, aren't they?
Yeah. Add
If
to the
that's the case,
stacked WWE roster at tag team division I just named.
yeah.
Jade Cargill backstage. She got Mark Sterling to a cease and desist order on Taya Valkyrie because Taya Valkyrie has the same finish. Taya Valkyrie's been using it for like 5 or 6 years longer, but we'll not mention that. Match of the night: Hook versus Stoke Hathaway. I had it 1 3/4. It was just funny, but it was better than I expected. Basically, Stokely came out and he went, "I'm not going to be able to fight you tonight. I've got a doctor thing saying, I'm not going to be able to fight." And then he went, "And on that note, I'm retiring from wrestling." And then he goes to, I think it's Tony Chimmel. Is it Tony Chimmel? It's what's the ring
Justin
announcer there?
Roberts.
That's it. He goes to him, gives him, here's my doctor's note, and Justin Roberts looks at it and goes, "This is on a receipt." And then gives it back to Bryce Remsburg. He shreds it up, and then Hook absolutely just obliterates him. Next up, Adam Cole's back. Maybe. They've done the smart thing, and he's not interacted at all with the Elite, so I'm hoping they don't just throw him with the Elite eventually again. Because Adam Cole's first run in AEW was marred by being around with the Elite and not actually showing his singles potential.
I forgot that he was in AEW.
Yeah. So he was basically saying he's back next week. He's going to have a match, and he's going to announce his opponent. He gets interrupted by Daniel Garcia, and it's going to end up being Garcia versus Cole next week, which will be a good match. Daniel Garcia lists who he's beat since he's been here. He ends with Bryan, and then he basically nearly says, "And this is reason I'm the best wrestler in that." Then he realises he's a sports entertainer. But yeah, it'll be a good match. I'm hoping they sway it away from the Elite for a bit, because I just don't want Cole with the Elite. I want him with Kyle O'Reilly. That's what I want him with whenever he turns up again, or ever turns up again. Omega's backstage. They're having a bit of an interview with him and Officer Bar Brady, Cornette. And basically, Omega's freaking out because obviously the Young Bucks have been attacked. I thought it was just Nick, but I found out it was both of them. Didn't see that. And then Don Callis basically says, "Maybe this is a good thing." And you're like, "Hold on, Don, what do you want about?" And he went, "Well, now you can be like the singles wrestler again and like be the best freaking wrestler in the world." And the fans actually go mental about it. And it's kind of like, even the fans don't want the Elite to be the tag team anymore. Like, I like tag team wrestling, but 6-man tag team wrestling continuously is not great as a division. No. I don't mind seeing the odd 6-man tag, but I'd rather see the Young Bucks as a tag team or see a tag team. I don't want to see 6-man tags all the time.
I would rather not see the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had Stu versus Mox. Stu Grayson versus Moxley. I forgot Stu Grayson got released.
He's the first one to
re-sign. Yeah, I completely forgot when he turned up last week. I forgot he was released. I just thought he was on Dark and stuff like that because it's the Dark.
Yeah.
Right, it's 2 3/4. There's a few times that Stu nearly picked up the win, but Mox basically just ended it with a top rope like Death Rider. And then they were going to attack, but then the Dark Order really kind of got in the ring and stopped that happening. Starks backstage. The Juice Robinson feud already, it's been 2 weeks and it's stale as balls. They've not interacted. And Starks went, "Come to Rampage, then Juice if you're man enough." And I'm not going to watch Rampage. No. And then the segment of the night, QTTV. So the match after that was Storm versus Sky Blue. I'm not even mentioning. That's an awful segment if you get to see it. Awful. It's
watch QTV.
Dog ass. Awful. And I'm just going to mention it happened, but I'm never going into them. They're awful.
No.
Storm versus Sky Blue. I rate it 2 1/4. I'm bored of seeing Sky Blue lose to these now. She's lost all 3 of them now. They just keep feeding her and then she loses. Like, what are you doing? And then they're about to beat her down again, and then Riho comes to the rescue with a bat, with a pipe.
Yeah.
And then the dream match, Vikingo, El Helio del Vikingo versus Omega. Vikingo's amazing, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen him wrestle. He's absolutely incredible.
I've seen some of the highlights of this match.
Yeah, like he's just a highlight machine. They're doing 630 splashes and flipping poison ranas, but not flipping into them.
Yeah, but it's like I saw someone comment in one of the servers that we're in saying that it's not realistic because he's waiting for like Omega's setting up for him and it doesn't flow.
No, it happened once, and I think they're pinpointing that one time. Like, most of the other time, like, Omega's selling getting to his feet, then he hits the move. There was just one point where Omega's looking at him, and it was more the camera work, because they should have been focused on Vikingo on the top rope, rather than Omega just sitting there going... But the rest of it...
The highlights that I saw was just him throwing himself about.
Yeah,
and I'm just
that's what
like,
he is.
Eh.
That's what he is.
Yeah,
I read it 4 1/4. I loved it. He ended up... Basically, it was 95% Vikingo beating the crap out of Omega, and then Omega hitting the one-wing angel. It made no sense, as in, like, why have you... Yeah. But I read it 4 1/4, and then here comes the Blackpool Combat Club to absolutely obliterate Omega. And then Adam Page. This what ruins it. I was really enjoying it. And then do you know how Adam Page turned up?
Probably just walking. He
turned up in an ambulance that he was driving. He stole an ambulance. And it kind of hit me out of it. I like Attitude Era, I could kind of get it. Like, it's kind of phone. But now it's you're trying to make it look realistic. It's a big segment. It's going well. And then here comes Adam Page stealing an ambulance. And Ascalo's going, he stole an ambulance. And it's like, why is no one arresting this man? Why is he not being arrested? Like, absolutely stupid. But I did like the end afterwards. Basically, Hangman comes down with a pipe himself. Blackpool Combat Club go no. And then Callis grabs Hangman while Omega's down. And then he basically takes a bump. Callis just randomly takes a full back bump. And then Omega gets up and it's like Hangman's attacked Omega. Sorry, Hangman's attacked Callis. So I think Callis is trying to make Omega just because he doesn't want him to go straight back to a tag team. But obviously it's not going to work because TV and cameras, and just need to check and see Callis back bumping himself.
You're giving Omega too much credit to actually go back and look.
Yeah, but I'm hoping AEW, you're not stupid.
Fair.
But yeah, so AEW, it was a fine show. It was just I don't like Thingy stealing an ambulance because that's just stupid.
Yeah, fair. I don't think there's a place for that sort of stuff anymore. It was exhausted, like you said, back in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, and it was kind of over the top, the Attitude Era, whereas this is trying to make it a bit realistic, and it's like, no, you couldn't steal an ambulance and get away with it.
No. It's just very... The booking is so weird.
Yeah, as I discussed last week, sometimes it's very good, sometimes it may be shit. And it's like, match really good. After bit shit, after bit of that good. It's like, I don't...
Yeah, there's no consistency.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will bring an end to the wrestling. So we are done for another week. Obviously, as always, we thank you for liking, subscribing, and following at the HCW Show on Twitter. Get in the Discord if you want to. We do talk a lot of nonsense in there. We talk a lot of nonsense anyway, to be fair.
Yeah, everywhere.
But mainly all we do is bully DP. So, keep liking and subscribing, as I said, and keep a lookout for all the new content that we've got coming. We're streaming on Twitch, new interviews coming, more reviews from shows that Rate and DP are attending, and then we've got a busy next sort of 3-4 months coming up. So yeah, have you got anything to add, Ray? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I might as well mention. So Saturday is going to be the Kamikaze review with Alex Connors coming back to abuse me. Then Monday's the James Ellis interview. I was going to release the Kamikaze one on Sunday, but I thought I'd at least give them a gap because obviously this one doesn't, because this is American. Like, it's not going to affect the UK kind of stuff. So so it'll be good, and then we're going to be filming a few things on the weekend in the morning if DP turns up.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. He said he can do Saturday morning. So
he said he could do tonight. I'm getting hot.
Until about an hour ago, yeah. Left us with
45 minutes before we're recording. I can't come tonight. I'm getting hot.
Yeah. Cheers, Mr. Selfish. Right. Anyway, we'll leave it there, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.
I'm getting hot.